It's amazing, isn't it? Even after all this time, the Harry Potter world, it just keeps drawing people in.
Oh, absolutely. There's still so much fascination. And this new HBO series,
Yeah.
the excitement is, well, it's palpable.
It really is. And that's exactly what we're digging into today on this DRM News Global podcast. We've been watching the casting news drop for the HBO Harry Potter show,
Mm,
and we really wanted to get into what these choices might actually, mean. We've followed the announcements, looked at the reports,
yeah.
and basically our goal here is simple: to give you a solid understanding of who's playing these key roles, what their background tells us, and how it might shape this faithful adaptation everyone's talking about.
Sounds good. Where should we kick things off?
Let's start at the top, maybe. Hogwarts staff seems like the place, the core figures.
Makes sense. And first up, the big one, Albus Dumbledore. He's going to be played by John Lithgow.
Lithgow. Wow.
Yeah,
That's a name. When you think Dumbledore, you need, like, that wisdom, that authority, but also that little sparkle, right?
exactly.
Yep.
Lithgow's career, it just covers so much ground.
I mean, Conclave, Churchill, and the Crown. Serious weight there. But then Third Rock from the Sun. Pure comedy.
Uh-huh. And don't forget Footloose. He can play imposing, funny, complex.
And he just won an Olivier Award for Giants, so he's still absolutely at the top of his game.
That's what makes it so interesting.
Yeah.
Dumbledore's not just kindly. He's got this huge burden, immense knowledge. Lithgow can handle that gravitas, no question.
Yeah.
But that comedic background, maybe that hints at the more mischievous side of Dumbledore,
Yeah.
his enigmatic quality. What does that range signal to you?
For me, it signals a Dumbledore who can be profoundly serious, when the moment demands it, but also capable of that unexpected lightness, that deep insight. Someone who commands respect instantly, but can also be comforting. It feels like a statement casting, grounding the whole series.
I agree. It sets a high bar. And that kind of established presence, we see that again with Minerva McGonagall. She'll be played by Janet McTeer.
Oh, Janet McTeer. Fantastic choice. She's got this incredible strength, but also nuance.
She really does.
I mean, Tumbleweeds, that was such a powerhouse performance. And then think about her period work, like The White Queen or Wuthering Heights. She just commands the screen.
And she's versatile, too.
Yeah.
Ozark, Jessica Jones, completely different vibe, but still captivating.
Right. And she's even in the next Mission Impossible, isn't she? Shows she can handle anything.
Exactly. McGonagall needs that strictness, that adherence to rules. But underneath, there is fierce loyalty, protectiveness.
Yes.
Mateer's work shows she can embody that authority, but keep the humanity.
What about her past roles makes you think, yes, that's McGonagall?
It's her ability to convey so much with just a look. McGonagall can silence a room without saying much. Mateer has that intensity, but you also see the warmth sometimes. You totally believe she could be stern and fair. That's McGonagall to a T, isn't it?
It really is. Okay, now, shifting to maybe the most complex character of the staff, Severus Snape. He's being played by Papa Esidu. Ah, yes. This one definitely got people talking.
It did.
Esidu was just incredible in I May Destroy You. The emotional depth, the range, just phenomenal.
Agreed. A real breakthrough.
And then you see him in Gangs of London, totally different, intense, powerful. He's clearly not afraid of complex roles.
And he has a strong stage background, too, doesn't he? The Outrun, All My Sons coming up, that suggests a real focus on deep character work.
Which you absolutely need for Snape.
What's fascinating is thinking about Esidu tackling Snape's contradictions. He's not simple, is he? Driven by pain, conflicting loyalties.
Not at all.
Esidu seems to nail both vulnerability and intensity. That feels vital for Snape's layers. Thinking about his work, what specific quality do you think he might bring that could maybe surprise people?
I think maybe his skill at showing inner turmoil in I May Destroy You, he navigated some really difficult emotional stuff. Snape keeps so much bottled up. Esidu's proven he can show those internal struggles powerfully, without big histrionics. How will he play that quiet intensity, those moments the mask slips? That's exciting.
It really is. Now, for someone who brings, well, a lot more heart, maybe some clumsiness, Rubeus Hagrid, Nick Frost is stepping into those boots.
Nick Frost. Yeah, that's an interesting one, isn't it?
A bit of a curveball for some, maybe.
Definitely known for the comedy, right?
Yeah.
Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, Paul, Pure Gold with Simon Pegg.
The Cornetto trilogy, yeah.
Yeah.
Classic stuff.
But, if you look beyond that, like in Spaced, there's a real warmth there. Even his voice work, like in Star Wars, skeleton crew had this gentle quality.
And that's the intriguing part, that contrast. Hagrid is, in many ways, Harry's anchor. Comfort, support.
Absolutely. The heart.
While Frost is famous for laughs, there's an undeniable affability there, a kindness that comes through. How do you think his comedic background might actually help the character?
That's a good question. Maybe it brings a lightness to Hagrid's more eccentric moments when he's obsessed with dangerous creatures or giving questionable advice.
You can stop him being too purely sentimental.
Exactly. But you're right, the warmth is key, and Frost has that in spades. It'll be fascinating to see his take on Hagrid's, physical presence, too, after Robbie Coltrane's iconic version.
Big shoes to fill, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
Okay, moving to some recurring staff roles. Professor Quirrell, the initially nervous one, he'll be played by Luke Thallon.
Thallon, right. Now, he's got a seriously impressive theater CV.
Very strong stage background.
Productions like Leopoldstadt, Patriots, Albion, RSC's Hamlet, that kind of experience usually means real dedication to character detail, strong performance skills.
What's important about that theater background specifically for Quirrell, given his arc in the first book?
Well, Quirrell changes quite dramatically, doesn't he? Starts out all stuttering and timid, and then... And we know.
We do.
A stage actor like Thallon probably has the technique to show both that surface nervousness and the darkness hiding underneath. He needs to make that shift believable. Stagecraft really helps with nuance like that.
Spot on. And finally, for the staff announced so far, we've got Paul Whitehouse as Argus Filch, the caretaker.
Oh, Paul Whitehouse, a British comedy legend, the Fast Show, Harry and Paul, just brilliant comedic timing.
Iconic stuff.
But he's shown other sides too, hasn't he? Mortimer in Whitehouse, Gone Fishing, is much gentler, more reflective, and he was in the Only Fools and Horses musical on stage.
Filch provides a lot of that background grumbling, the sort of low-key, everyday humor in the castle. Whitehouse seems perfect for that. What parts of his comedy do you think fit Filch best?
I think it's that ability to be funny, but also slightly pathetic. Filch is often the butt of the joke, but there's a sadness there too, isn't there?
Definitely. The squib aspect.
Right. Whitehouse is great at that kind of bittersweet comedy. I can just picture his face dealing with peeves or complaining about muddy footprints.
Me too. So, okay, that's a really fascinating group for the Hogwarts staff. But the elephant in the room, Harry, Ron, and Hermione.
Absolutely, the core trio. And HBO has made a big deal of this, haven't they? That huge open casting call, what was it, over 30,000 submissions reported?
Incredible number. Just shows the scale of this thing and how iconic those three roles are.
It's a massive job finding kids who not only look the part, but can capture their essence and grow into the roles over potentially many seasons.
That huge number of applicants suggests they're really determined to find the right fit, casting a really wide net. What qualities do you think they'll be looking for most?
Well, given the whole faithful adaptation mantra, I bet they want kids who really embody the book versions. Harry's bravery mixed with vulnerability.
Ron's loyalty, but also his humor.
And Hermione's fierce intelligence and determination, and, maybe most importantly, the chemistry between the three of them. That has to be right.
Oh, absolutely crucial. And that faithful adaptation promise, tied to the TV format, it means they can explore so much more, doesn't it?
It really does. Things the films just didn't have time for. Plot lines, character moments. It offers a much richer experience for you, the viewer.
The books are so packed. This series could really let those details breathe.
And the team behind the camera looks solid, too. Francesca Gardner as showrunner and EP.
And Mark Mylod directing multiple episodes and also executive producing. His work on things like Succession speaks for itself. Sharp direction.
Definitely suggests a high standard for storytelling and visuals.
And the other EPs, J.K. Rowling herself is involved.
Yep, plus Neil Blair and Ruth Kenley-Letts from Bronte Film and TV, and David Heyman from Heyday Films, who was key to the original movies.
Having Heyman and Rowling involved, that sends a strong signal about respecting the source material, doesn't it?
It does. Offers some reassurance to fans worried about major changes.
And things seem to be moving along. Filming expected to start this summer.
That's the word. Which means we might even see the first series as early as next year.
Wow, that's sooner than I might have thought. Very exciting.
It really is. Feels like it's actually happening now. And, with big projects like this, you always get rumors.
Ah, the rumor mill.
We've seen whispers about Cillian Murphy maybe being considered for Voldemort.
Ooh, interesting. No, we have to stress. That's purely speculation at this stage, right? Unconfirmed.
Absolutely. Just rumor. But You can see why his name would come up, can't you? Someone with that intensity, that ability to play complex, chilling characters.
He certainly fits the profile for Voldemort. It's the kind of chatter that definitely keeps fans buzzing while they wait.
It does, but sticking to what is confirmed, this initial batch of casting for the staff, it really gives us a strong sense of the quality they're aiming for.
It really does. Lithgow, McTeer, Essie Frost, Fallon, Whitehouse. That's a powerful ensemble already. Such experience, such diverse talent.
It's genuinely exciting to think about how they'll embody these characters we know so well, bringing them to life again for new audiences and old fans.
It is.
Okay, so let's sort of wrap up this DRM News Global podcast for today. We've walked through these key casting announcements for the HBO Harry Potter series, focusing on this really impressive lineup for the Hogwarts staff.
Yeah, the choices signal a real commitment to performance and depth, I think.
And hearing about the faithful adaptation and the longer series format, it really does promise a deeper dive into the books, which should be fantastic for you, the listener and eventual viewer.
More detail, more nuance. That's the hope.
Absolutely. So maybe final thought to leave with everyone listening. Thinking about this cast, Lithgow, McTeer, Essie Frost, and the others, what specific moments or maybe character interactions from the books are you most excited to see them tackle?
Good question.
What new interpretations or little nuances might they bring to these roles we think we know inside out? It's going to be really fascinating to watch it all unfold.
It truly is. We'll definitely keep our ears to the ground for more casting news and updates on filming. The magic's coming back just in a new package.
It's going to be quite the ride. Thanks for joining us for this DRM News Global podcast discussion. We'll catch you on the next one.